Hi! Good morning, Fox Pack. Welcome back to the Fox Den and welcome to another acid tree. Today we have the UPT 600cc injectors to install into the G37. Now these injectors will work with E85, and as you saw in the last video, we installed the Walbro 255 fuel pump. So with the addition of these injectors, not only is it going to give us great tuning ability with the 93, and we don't have to stress out the stock injectors so much, but it's also going to allow us to run E85. So I'm really excited, and should be pretty easy install as we pulled out the stock injectors before when we did the ported manifolds. This is basically the same process, just without the bottom manifold. So yeah, I'm really excited to do this. Let's get on it. Let's just start disconnecting everything. There's some stuff back here. We got a sensor that plugs in, you know, a couple bolts, a couple brackets like that one right there. Yeah, undo the bolts. It's not that complicated. There's just kind of a lot to undo. But yeah, let's get started. Throttle bodies and intakes are disconnected, so now we're gonna remove all this stuff, a couple brackets and all that, and we have no PCBs, so don't have to worry about anything there. Alright, so the upper manifold is pulled. I did that, and not to brag or anything, I did that in less than half an hour actually. That old saying goes is the more you do it, the faster you'll get at it. That is definitely true. So there's our lower manifold. You can see it is ported. This is what we installed on the CLC video, as well as the ported upper manifold. And as you can see, that's what it looks like. Now the cool thing is, since we deleted the PCV system, there's no oil in there. You can also see there's no oil in here either. Now there's just a little bit of residue, but that's because the PCV was not deleted immediately after installing these, so there's probably just a little bit left. But other than that, that's really beneficial to delete that PCV. Now as you saw, it's really straightforward to pull that manifold. It's literally just the bolts on top. You just undo a couple things back here. We got, that's for the map sensor, that's a vacuum line, and I'm not sure what that sensor is, but it's a sensor nonetheless. And just a bolt here, bolt right there. That's it, it pulls. And vacuum lines, of course, on the throttle bodies. There's one on each throttle body, and if you don't have your PCV deleted, there'd be vacuum lines coming out of there as well. So, and now we have access to the fuel rail, which we did pull to remove the lower manifold, which is also very straightforward if you're interested in doing that. We're going to undo this and these bolts there, and then we can pull the fuel rail and we're going to unplug it somewhere, and then we'll have the injectors out of the car. So very straightforward. Let's get to it. And just like that, the fuel rail's out. You can see the bolts for the lower manifold down there. Make sure you tape off that manifold. If you drop a bolt down there and the valve is open, you are flying. You will have to pull the head. That's not what you want to do. So just take the 2 to 5 minutes to tape that up. Anyway, everything is out. Here are the stock injectors. These are 100% the original injectors, and they look pretty clean actually. I do run shell, so that probably helps too, but they're actually really clean, but they are limiting us in the tuning. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and replace all these with the UPT 600cc injectors. All right, here's one of the factory injectors. You can see it's Denso OEM. Very easy to pull out. All we have to do is unplug it, of course. To unplug it by removing this tab, and then you pull this metal bracket off. It just slides right off, which looks like this, which goes around the injector to hold it in place. Very, very, very simple. So let's do the rest of them. So there's one of the UPT injectors installed. As you can see, it's straight bolt on. And then you just want to make sure this clamp seats in this groove right here on the injector on both sides of the clamp. And you just get this part of the clamp here around the square piece and your injector's in. Of course, you plug it in. So now let's do the rest. All right, so all the new injectors have been installed. As you can see, everything's plugged in. So now, we put everything back together. Alright, so the injectors are all secured down, everything's been tightened back up. You do probably have to loosen this bracket and this bracket down here. There's another bolt you can see in order to move this out of the way. So just a little tip. But everything's looking really good. So now we're going to put the manifold back on. Alright, so we have the bolts in place, so now we are going to torque down the bolts to 14 foot-pounds. And there is a sequence to doing this. I'll put a link in the description to the video that shows you how to do this. It's actually a really good video on how to install these manifolds, but it'll tell you exactly what pattern to tighten these in. I actually have it pulled up on my phone over there. And what you do, tighten it to 14 foot-pounds. Don't half-ass this. Get yourself a torque wrench, because if you over-torque these, you're going to strip out threads in that lower manifold. It's the end of that. And if you under torque them, they're gonna back themselves out. So just do it right. Alright, so the manifold is all torqued down. Now all we have to do is plug in all the stuff back there. Bolt up that bracket again, as well as I believe there's another one in there. Put the throttle bodies back on, hook up the vacuum lines to the throttle bodies, put the intakes back on, and then we are done. So there you have it, the UPT 600cc injectors are in. These are great injectors for the price, as with anything that comes from UPT. Great quality parts, great prices. You really can't beat it. And that is the final NA mod. That's it. Now, I'm going to be honest, we might do the throttle bodies. Looked into it a little more, talked with High Mile Racer about it. They actually do make a difference, believe it or not. I was told they weren't, but they actually do. So I may do them. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I probably will do them, but we'll see. So you can consider that the final NA mod. But right now, this is kind of where I'm at. So up next, we are tuning. And we're going to tune on 93 first, because I want a 93 map and an E85 map. Then we're going to tune on E85, hopefully all on the same day. That's within a few days' time. By the time you're seeing this video, it will have been fully tuned on E85. So that's going to be it for today's video, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe, join the Fox Pack today, hit the bell notifications to be notified when we do something stupid. Follow our Instagram page at SilverFox Racing Group, and you can follow me on Instagram at SilverFoxG37. See all the behind the scenes of the Acid Tree. Remember, life is too short to stay stock, and it's only illegal to get caught. Stay foxy. E85.